Sup people, Multiplier here, and Multiplier's getting all trendy. He's doing a tutorial on trap. Now, I held off doing this for a while because I'm not really that into it myself. Like, I've never actually made a trap track. However, I can appreciate it, and there's lots of you wanting to make it, and I know how to make it, so I thought I'd tell you how in Ableton Live, and it's a lot easier than you probably think. So I'm going to show you how to do at least some of the main elements of it. And okay, cool. Let's start off with one of the main bits of trap, and that is the 808 kicks, those deep kicks that you always hear and that shake you apart when you hear it in the club. So how do you make them in Ableton Live? Now, some people are going to tell you that you need to get some 808 samples, and there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad 808 samples, but there's an easier way, which I bet a lot of you don't know about. So, Ableton Live, head over to the instruments, drum rack, kick, 808 classic, drag. Make sure your mic is still turned on. You need to arm the track. It's annoying, but yeah, click that button, make sure it's armed, and then find the right note on the keyboard, which for me is this. Turn it down so it doesn't go above 0. And there's your 808. Now you're thinking, duh, that's not an 808, it's not long and awesome. Well, turn this dealie up. Wait, spin. Easy, I was just bashing the button. If you press it cleanly, it does sound nice. Pretty sweet, and then you can always fine tune it like. Sweet. I've just been fucking about, but you get the idea. Basically, it's a simple 808 kick. It comes in Ableton Live. You don't need a sample, and it will sound a lot cleaner than most of the samples, unless you somehow get hold of a really good one. But yeah, remember, you can always process it yourself. So like, if you have, let's just draw one out. Done. Oh, click. Turn that off. Oh, done. And then let's say you want to process it. You can either process it as a MIDI clip or right click, freeze, flatten. Freeze, flatten. And there you have your nice 808 kick. And then if you want to compress it or distort it or do whatever you trap kids want to do, you can do that. But basically, yeah, you might want to compress it if you want that super fat sound. But yeah, it's all in Ableton Live, sorted. In fact, you can probably drag a preset if you want to compress it the lazy man way by just going into audio effect rack and then probably drum processing, choose one of these, play around with the settings, like, I don't know, kick, huge warm, that sounds lovely. And then you got all these settings, and then sorted, easy peasy, done. There's your 808 kicks, the easy way. And you can dial it in or do whatever your kids want to do by doing what you want to do. Delete. So, what else is there for trap? Well, the other main thing I want to tell you about is getting those snares and those snare rolls and those transposing where the kind of snares sound like they're going up and down. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but if you're new to Ableton Live or you're new to trap, you just may not be aware of how to do it. So let's show you how to do them snares. Create, insert MIDI track. See, I didn't even use a shortcut. I showed you how to do it the long way. Then we want something like simpler or sampler if you have it. You can probably turn this off, you don't need it. And then let's find a decent sample. See, snares are throwing me off. So I have these awesome snares. Let's find one that will probably work. Sounds alright. Sounds nice and doingy and high pitch, which is what you want. And then let's draw a few in. Now I'm not going to draw a trap pattern because I don't really know them that well. So let's just make something nice and simple. I think they use triplets, don't they? Maybe 146, 145. I don't really know what you trap kids do. Let's draw something simple like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe that longer one. Then you might want one there. Then you might want one there. I don't know. And then maybe some more, a more free. I don't know. You like frees? I'm using shortcuts to make these clips. Learn them. Makes life easier. I'm not going to go into how to draw MIDI clips. There's tons of stuff on the web about how to do that. So let's see what it sounds like. See, I can't draw trap patterns, but you get that kind of thing. Let's say you want some of your snare rolls to be like slightly quieter. It's all about these velocity things. So if you go to velocity, drag it up a bit, and then drag some of them down, you'll hear the difference. And then it's worth noting, the more you drag it up, the more the velocity is affected. So you can kind of hear the difference. Just play around with it. I don't really know if you trap kids do fuck with the velocity too much with your snare rolls, but that's something you can dial in and suit to your own tastes. You can suit it to your own tastes. So 7 minutes in, been banging through this. How do you make that cool pitch, go up and downy thing? Well, I'll show you. Now you can probably do it in a clip, but I'm not going to because, don't know, not really used to doing it like that. Let's drag it over into arrangement view. Loop, little loop brace if you haven't seen that. And yeah, so now we got. That's retarded. Now, that pattern may work with kicks, but I can't be bothered to show you them. How do you change the pitch? Well, first of all, it's easiest, click that button. There's your automation turned up. And then instead of going click, let's find transpose. Click transpose. Doing is there. Wasn't that simple? And then you can simply draw in some pitch stuff. I don't know, like nope, undo. Learn your shortcuts. It just makes everything easier. Right, you're thinking that don't sound like trap, and you're right, it doesn't, but I'm just showing you how to transpose the sound to get that kind of snare thing going up and down. That's how you do it. Like, click the button, automate it, it's transpose is the button you want. And if you haven't got a nice high pitch one, like this is quite high pitch, you can make it higher just by, say, clicking the whole clip and then dragging it up. and then the whole thing sounds higher pitch, and it goes, yeah, you might want to stick some reverb on. I'll show you how to do that. But you get the idea. That's how you make the snares sound like they do, and they make them go up and down. And I think it's triplets you want, although obviously if you know trap, you know the patterns, so you can figure that out. Reverb, it's nicer to use these return tracks. If you haven't got any default, say deleted, create return track, click this little thing, go down to reverb, pick one. If you know your reverbs, you can pick one you like. Let's try large factory, kind of arbitrarily, and then you drag this and you'll see. See, I think that sounds stupid, so you get the idea. Obviously, choose the right reverb, choose the right snare, get the pattern dialed. Yeah, it'll sound good. That didn't sound good, but I'm just showing you the techniques involved. So you have 808 kicks. It's all in that button there. Instruments, drum rack, kick, 808 kick, classic. And then, most importantly, you probably want the decay up. Then you might want to process it to make it sound fat and cool and tings. Audio effects rack. In audio effects, go down to drum processing. Pick one that sounds nice. I don't know, low enhance, basic might be good. Huge warm. Play with these settings, figure it out. I mean, there's no right way of doing it. People do their kicks differently, and some people want them really kind of subtle. Some people want them mental. Some people want them huge. Some people want them distorted. Some people don't. I don't know. That's why you play with the settings. I'm not going to tell you the exact ones because it's not very helpful. I'm going to show you just the general approach. And for snares, yeah, pick a nice snare. I suggest finding a decent snare. I was going to give you some tips. If you look at like that bit in the preview, you see some of them kind of just look like a mess. Ones that look like kind of more like they have, you see this one's kind of, it looks like there's a wave, like a thick wave. That'll be the around 200 hertz kind of resonating bit in the sample. They're the ones you want. That means it will have that doink in it. I think that's the right word. Wait, I'll look it up. I got a chart, snare drum. It's listed here as fatness, but I call it the doink. That like doinky thing, where you probably see. Oh yeah, that's what I want. See that bit? That big peak, that doink as I call it, that's the note. So when you hear it being quite high pitch, that's because it's been transposed up, say like, see it's higher up now. So if you hear those really kind of high pitched doinky snares, it's probably just a normal doinky snare. I should stop saying doinky, it's not a universally accepted word, but you know what I mean. It's just pitched up, and it's got that nice peak. And then yeah, transpose it with automation. I'm not going to do an in-depth automation tutorial, but it's that transpose thing that you want. Now in Simpler, it's there. In Sampler, it's probably somewhere else. This is for Ableton Live. Same concept applies for all your DAWs, all your samplers. There you have it. Have some reverb. I've shown you how to do that with that thing and a return track. Done. Right. What else is there in trap? I don't know. You got your pitch down gangster vocals or whatever else you have. Maybe you have that really cliched, damn son, where'd you find this? I don't know. Everyone's got that in their tracks. Is that untrendy yet? Better be. Anyway, whatever. I've shown you basically how to do it. If it's got those snares and those snare rolls, what's up with the audio? Fixed. If it's got the snare rolls, maybe some triplet thing, some pitch transposing thing, whatever, 808s, sorted, done. Maybe throw some dubstep shit in it. Isn't that what everyone's doing? You might be able to tell I'm not that into trap, but that's how to make it. At least kind of how to do it. If you're into it. If not, join the fan club. I'm in the anti-trap society. Yeah, cool. Anyway, I've been Multiplier. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, everything like that. I think links below. I give out free shit. Like today, I gave out a code for a free mastering. It's part of a promotion thing for my label because we do mastering at Relentik. So yeah, it's not just me wanting numbers. I do give you something in return. Mutually beneficial. A bit like if you subscribe to these videos, you find out cool shit like this. How to make trap, how to be a trendy kid. That's what you want. And subscribing is how you get it. So subscribe or die. Right. And